For decades, Europe was considered the center of global conflict. Two world wars began there. The Cold War divided the continent, and many believed the greatest threats to peace would always come from the West. But today, experts are looking somewhere else. Asia, from Taiwan and the South China Sea to the Korean Peninsula and the Himalayas, the world's fastest growing continent has also become one of its most dangerous. Nuclear powers faced one another, territorial disputes remain unresolved, and global superpowers are increasingly competing for influence. Some analysts even warn that if World War III ever happens, it may begin in Asia. But why? And where are the world's most dangerous flashpoints? Asia is home to nearly 60% of humanity. It contains China, India, Japan, South Korea, Russia, North Korea, and it includes many of the world's most important trade routes and economies. But it is also home to some of the most complex geopolitical rivalries on earth. Unlike Europe, many of Asia's borders and disputes remain unresolved, and that creates risk. After the Cold War, many believed globalization would reduce the chances of major wars. Instead, new rivalries emerged. The most important is between the United States and China. Washington seeks to maintain its influence. Beijing seeks to restore what is seen as China's rightful position. As China's power grows, tensions with America continues to increase, and history shows that competition between rising and established powers can be dangerous. Many experts consider Taiwan the most likely trigger for a global conflict. China views Taiwan as part of its territory. Taiwan governs itself and maintains close ties with the United States. America has pledged to help Taiwan defend itself. This creates a dangerous situation. If China attempted reunification by force, America could intervene. And because both nations are nuclear powers, the consequences could be catastrophic. Some analysts refer to Taiwan as the most dangerous flashpoint in the world. The South China Sea is one of the busiest waterways on earth. Around one-third of global trade passes through it. China claims most of the sea, but countries like Vietnam, the Philippines, Malaysia reject those claims. Meanwhile, the United States conduct freedom of navigation operation in the region. Warships from multiple nations regularly operate in these waters. A single accident or miscalculation could quickly escalate. North Korea possesses nuclear weapons and ballistic missiles. Its leadership sees these weapons as essential for survival. Meanwhile, South Korea, Japan, and the United States closely monitor Pyongyang's activities. The Korean Peninsula technically remains at war. Only an armistice ended fighting in 1953. Peace was never formally established. This means tensions can rise very quickly. And because several major powers are involved, even a regional conflict could have global consequences. The world's two most popular nations share a disputed border. In 2020, soldiers clashed the Galwan Valley. Dozens were killed. Both countries possess nuclear weapons and both seek greater influence in Asia. Although neither side wants war, unresolved disputes continue to create tension. A conflict between India and China would affect billions of people and disrupt the global economy. Russia remains a major Asian power. Its territories stretch deep into Asia. Moscow remains close ties with China and North Korea. As the relation between Russia and the West deteriorated, Asia increasingly becomes a part of the broader geopolitical struggle. Some analysts believe future conflict may involve multiple threaters simultaneously, such as Europe, the Arctic, and Asia. Modern wars are no longer fought only with tanks and soldiers. Countries now compete for artificial intelligence, semiconductors, rare earth minerals, cyber capabilities. The struggle for technological dominance has become one of the defining competition of the 21st century, and much of that competition is centered in Asia. Asia contains a web of alliances. The United States maintains security partnership with Japan, South Korea, Australia, the Philippines. Meanwhile, China and Russia have strengthened cooperation. North Korea remains close ties with both borders. These alliances mean that even a local conflict could quickly draw in multiple powers, and history has shown how regional disputes can become world wars. Unlike previous world wars, today's great powers possess nuclear weapons. This creates a paradox. Nuclear weapons make major war far more dangerous, but they also discourage countries from fighting directly. This concept, known as deterrence, the prevented global war for decades. Many experts believe nuclear weapons make World War III less likely. But they also warn that accidents and miscalculations remain possible. Despite rising tensions, most countries understand the cost of war, economic interdependence, diplomacy, and nuclear deterrence have helped maintain peace. China and America remain major trading partners. India and China continue negotiations. Even rivals often cooperate when necessary. History is not predetermined. Conflict is possible, but peace is also possible. World War I began with an assassination. No one expected a local crisis to become a global catastrophe. Yet alliances transformed a regional conflict into a world war. Today, similar risks exist: miscalculations, nationalism, and great power competition. But history also teaches us something else. Wars are not inevitable. Wise leaderships and diplomacy can prevent disasters. So why could World War III start in Asia? Because Asia contains many of the world's most dangerous flashpoints. Because rising powers are competing for influence, and because global trade, technology, and military alliance are increasingly centered in the region. But perhaps the most important lesson in this: the future is not written. And whether Asia becomes the birthplace of the next world war or the engine of global prosperity will depend on the choices made by the nations today.